Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. And I mean sun because the sun is shining so bright here. I don't know if you can see the sun rays coming in behind me here. I had to block my window because the sun was just blinding me.
I
It's
love it.
absolutely beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful.
It is a gorgeous day over here on our side there. I know you're in the US at the moment. So in Southern Ontario is actually a gorgeous day as well. And my room is full of sunshine as well as myself. I just felt to wear yellow today.
Ah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I noticed that when you came on, I thought, oh, look at her shining like the sun there. Gorgeous.
So today's
Gorgeous.
subject, we're going to be talking about boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And boundaries are really crucial to your personal growth and to staying true to you. Um, I've discovered a lot about boundaries over the last couple of years and how to use them and how not to use them. And it's been an interesting process actually. So I'd love to share some of my takeaways that I've learned over the last little bit about what works and what doesn't work.
Yes, most
Um,
definitely.
yeah, really, what boundaries do is just it kind of protects yourself against negative influences, which is something every single one of us is susceptible to. Every single one of us is susceptible to negative influences, whether it's that cranky cousin or the that negative best friend, or even just being treated with dignity and respect, right? We all deserve that, but sometimes we just allow people to walk all over us. Up until yesterday, I was a beautiful doormat and allowed everyone to just use me. But really all that did was just deplete me and really literally flattened me right out to the point where I just couldn't give anymore, right? So setting boundaries is like I said, it's crucial. It's crucial.
And I love what you said there, Michelle, about you allowed people to use you, because it always comes back to us, right? We're the one who actually allowed those things. And when you're little, right, you don't know, you just want to please your parents or whatever, right? So you just do as you're told and all of this. But as you grow older, you get into that paradigm, right, to keep allowing people to just walk all over you or think that they can control you, right? And that's always coming from us, and then creating, excuse me, that limited beliefs as well, right? And that's another thing that's actually a boundary, right? It's like breaking away from that limited belief. So that is something that I think we should touch as well with those boundaries. So go ahead with what you would like to share.
Yeah, really, it was just what I'm learning is it's just keeping my mind closed, really being immune, if you will, to all of the negative energies, the negative circumstances, the negative people, the negative situations, whatever. I mean, they might be real and they might be true, but I don't have to allow them to infiltrate my own internal peace, right? So I can say, again, you might be true and you might be real, but I'm sorry, you're not penetrating my bubble.
Yes, there's one thing about observing a situation and being involved in the situation, right? So I totally get it. Like where you want to have that, you can like see the situation as what it occurs, as what it is, and then putting those guards up so that does not come into your subconscious and has an influence onto how you're going to react to this situation, right? And coming from like, so it does not affect you, and not coming from a place of love, and then having the ego taking over into getting involved into all of this.
Right, because when you start to emotionalize those situations outside of you, then they become yours.
Yes.
And as an empath, that was something I really needed to learn, is that everybody else's emotions and situations, they're not mine. They're not mine to absorb. They're not mine to fix. And they're not mine to do anything about. I can, again, like you said, be the witness to it, but I don't have to take it in. So I have to, you have to be able to say that this isn't coming into my realm. I might recognize you. I might be aware of you, but I'm not going to allow you to infiltrate my subconscious and get into my emotional body. I read something this morning that really struck me, because this is something I used to do. Your boundary need not be an angry electric fence that shocks those who touch it. It can be a consistent light around you that announces, I will be treated sacredly.
Yes, I love that. So important that you don't have, there's one thing about creating a boundary, which is about respect, and create a wall.
Yeah.
Right? Or that like electric fence, right? Just completely two different. One is the ego, the other one is out of love.
Yeah. And again, that's what I had the habit of doing, was if it was something that I didn't want to infiltrate my emotional bubble, my emotional boundary, my emotional body, I would put up that electric fence. And if anybody came close, I would either run away from the fence or they would get zapped.
Right.
Right. I didn't give them an option to to back away. Maybe I didn't verbalize what it was that I was expecting from them. Right. I just, listen, if I can read your mind, you can read mine, kind of thing. Right. So,
right. Which is so important, and always to reflect back on that into those situations that we have come into, because same with me up until yesterday, right? Is just noticing, it's like, where did you close your heart? And I love that's we are studying actually in that beautiful book, The Untethered Soul, how, it's so important to keep your heart open. That does not mean to like have emotional diarrhea or whatever, vomit on everybody. It's about keeping your heart open so you can keep that energy flowing, right? It's all about keeping the flow so that you can receive and give. And having boundaries is just to keep your heart open, but respecting yourself in that.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Jacinthe. It's having those boundaries because you respect yourself. Right? When you cross your own boundary because you're facing a fear of in my situation, the fear of loss of love. Right? So quite often I crossed my own boundary to grip onto that. And all that did was cause me pain.
Yes.
And it's not good for the physical body or the emotional body either, right? So maintaining your own boundary, respecting yourself, having that, treating yourself sacredly.
Yeah.
Treating yourself as that sacred body, that sacred being.
Yes. I love that so much, because if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect others to respect you?
They
right?
won't.
And that's another thing that I had read somewhere. I can't remember which book. It's so many books that we love to read, right? In that 2% club, and even like on our own, that is just really striking. And it says you are teaching others how to treat you.
Always.
Right?
You're always teaching others how to treat you. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And it's so important to that's why, as moms, right? If you are a mom out there, and even the dads too, right? But you always put yourself last, right? You always say, oh, you know what? Now that you have children, forget about yourself and forget about your marriage life and all that. And the thing is that it's even more important that you're actually taking care of yourself, because you're actually showing your kids how they're supposed to treat themselves along the way. Right.
Yeah.
So if you keep forgetting about yourself and be like, oh no, it's okay, I'm run down, but I gotta keep going. This is what you teach your children. So by creating, we lead by example, right? So by treating yourself right, and your kids will see the boundaries that you are creating, and they will imitating those behaviors, right? And I have this here, I have it on my desk all the time. I have written, handwritten on it because it's so beautiful about boundaries. And it says, every time we level up, we have to readjust our boundaries. What was okay before no longer works. The people in our lives, our self-care rituals, and the environments and situations we engage with must all adjust and meet our new vibrational frequency in order to be sustained. So the more that you actually go into this kind of work, into being to have this awareness, in awakening the soul and coming back to your sacred self, it's so important to pay attention to those boundaries. And that does not mean putting the walls or the electric fence, right? What you said, Michelle, but it's so important to have that self-respect and honor that secret self, like you said.
And we even talked about this morning a little bit in study club, where there are, you know, as you grow and evolve, and you know, the people around you they're going to notice a difference, right? And they're going to try and get you to go back to the way you used to be because it was comfortable for them.
Yes.
But this is where boundaries are extremely important, is because you have to be able to say, you have to have the courage to say, that might have been me before, but I don't do that anymore.
Yes.
I don't gossip anymore. I don't party anymore. I don't tolerate this stuff anymore. And the people who that offends, who get bothered by that, they will either eventually fade away, or they will start to realize, holy crap, she's right. I want to do the same thing. And the people who fade away, there's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do about that. And there will be people that will fade away, and they may have been your friends since kindergarten. They may have been a constant in your life, but are they really adding value? Are they really cheering you on and helping you grow and helping you to become the person that you want to be?
Yeah.
And I've quite often found myself in relationships where I was the one lifting up, but wasn't getting back in return, and still felt obligated to stay in the relationship because thinking, if I left, they're going to fall. Not my problem. Not my monkey, not my circus, right? I am responsible for me.
Yes.
And that in itself is a boundary. That was a huge boundary for me to recognize that I'm responsible for me.
Yes.
I'm
And I love what
responsible
you
to
said
other
that.
people. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Yes, and I love what you said that about, yes, like it's about bettering yourself, right? Because, and the people will steep in your tea, right? And it's not about being right or wrong or good or bad or whatever. Everybody's coming into their own place in divine timing onto wanting to do this work for themselves. It has to come from you. Anybody can like drag you to like, oh, do this and do that, like read this book, is amazing. You can give a book to somebody and they're never going to read it because they're just not ready, right? So, but you have to be open, have your heart open and your mind open to explore the possibilities that there is more out there for you to discover. And that is all starting with you.
Yeah. And the thing that popped into my mind is risk.
Yes.
Right. I never thought of myself as a risk taker, right? As any kind, like I'm antsy thinking about it because I never thought about myself as a risk taker. But listen, Michelle Goal Achieved takes risks for her own happiness. Michelle Goal Achieved is a risk taker, and current Michelle is a risk taker too. Let's be real. I'm embracing risk, and I'm embracing it because I've set some pretty cool boundaries for myself where I know what's good for me and what's not, and I will risk something that I know that is going to help bring me forward. It might be scary. Oh, it might be scary, but I'm still going to do it.
And it's all how you see it too, right? It may be scary, which is a little bit more of a lower emotion, right? Or you can see it as being excitement, right? Which is
It's- and-
exactly the same kind of like gut feeling, but you're just seeing it in a different way, right? And I love that you said, like, you know what, you're a goal achieved person. As Michelle goal achieved, she is a risk taker. She goes for it because she knows it's going to help her grow. And really in life, you know, doing nothing is risky, and doing something that may be scary or very exciting is risky. So you have to choose your level of risk. Would you rather taking the chance into growth, or do you just want to stay stagnant?
Yeah,
The thing is that
exactly.
in life, we are supposed to grow, and that's all about, I know we're kind of going on a tangent a little bit here, but it's all about, it's all interconnected.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's all about growth, right? If you don't grow in life, you perish. That is just the law of nature. Like, that's how you see, like, you know, every year you see the corn. I always refer to the corn just because it's such a perfect example. The corn grows. It grows so big, and after some point it starts to fade away because it stopped growing, right? So we are, as human beings, we are supposed to keep growing, and as our soul, like, it needs to expand. We are meant to expand ourselves, and that goes beyond the boundaries of everything, because the universe is limitless.
Create or disintegrate, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. And it's more fun to create, I'll tell you. It's more fun to create. And for me, like, back to the boundaries thing, I used to be afraid of the boundaries because, again, what if that person doesn't abide by my boundary? What if I didn't trust myself to stick to my own boundaries? And really it all boils down to that higher faculty of will, right? Holding on to your willpower, and saying, no, this is something I told myself I'm not going to do, I'm not going to allow, and sticking with it. And regardless, taking that risk of setting that boundary and saying, I'm not tolerating this. I will be treated sacredly. I will be treated sacredly by myself and by the people I associate with. And if you can't abide by that boundary, then you're peace out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And it's so simple, right? It's such a simple kind of thing, but the thing is in the application, right?
Yeah.
But the more that you start, because that was me up until yesterday, a people pleaser, want to make everybody else's happy, also an empath, so I could feel everything, and I would just absorb everybody's energy, and I was on the down low. I went into the downward spiral. I went into the depression. I went into the anxiety, panic attack, allowing other people to control who I should be, right? But the thing is that at some point, your soul knows that this is not you, and you have to take the responsibility to honor yourself. And it all comes to commit to yourself. Create those boundaries because you deserve it. It is your birthright to flourish, to expand, to go after your wildest dream, right? And it's so important. I cannot emphasize that enough. We all deserve so much in life. But it all has to start with us, with our own boundaries, so that we can teach others how to respect ourselves, or they can respect themselves, right? Be an example, and then go from there.
Yeah. And I was, this thought keeps coming up. If I don't treat myself sacredly, how dare I expect anybody else to?
Yeah.
How dare I expect other people to treat me better than I'm treating myself?
Yes. And as an example for myself, when you start to creating those boundaries, when you make that decision that enough is enough, I deserve better, it will be scary. You will shake in your boots. I know, because that has happened to me, right? My very first boundaries I started to do is that I did not want to be called by a nickname anymore that I had for the longest time, for 20 years. I was like, I don't want that anymore. That is not me. Right. And that was very scary, because I got some people was like, well, I've known you by this, so I'm going to go by this. I was like, well, that's not me. It's not me. Right. And it's like, if you not, that shows to me like the level of respect that that person had towards me. Right. So, and it's scary, right? Because you want people, it's natural that you want to be loved, right? You want to be liked and all that. But the thing is that when you start to be like, no, I love myself more. And if it's meant to that this is simple ask will disintegrate, is because the relationship was not real to begin with. And that's something that you have to be truthful to yourself. I'm an example of that. I'm sure, Michelle, you have a beautiful example as well of something that you had to stay firm on because of your own beliefs, that you said, oh, no, I love myself for who I am, and I will not go there anymore. But the thing is that you have this beautiful higher power with you to help you along your journey. You just have to be aware of it.
Mm-hmm. I love, that's beautiful, Jacinthe. It is. And I want to follow that up with, when you feel uneasy and uncomfortable about making a boundary, that should be telling you right then and there that you need to make that boundary. You need to put that out there, because it's your inner self, your higher self saying, do it, sister. Do it. Create that boundary. Come on, we need it. And then your paradigm just tries to pull you out. No, but if you create this boundary, oh, they're not going to love you anymore, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. No, it's bullshit. I'm telling you, it's BS. Call yourself out on your own BS and create that boundary. Even if you feel uneasy, take the risk for yourself to create that boundary.
Yes. Put yourself on the pedestal instead of everybody else's.
Yeah. See that. I love how the risk ties in there as well, because it's funny, we were laughing about that earlier, but it's true. It all kind of ties in, because if you're not taking a risk on yourself, if you're not taking a risk to prove to yourself that you should be treated sacredly, then what are you doing? What are you doing to yourself?
Exactly. And that would be called self-sabotage.
Yeah, it's that actually, yeah, and it's manipulative, right? You're manipulating other people by allowing yourself to be walked over.
Exactly. Which can be like, this is what I love so much about this kind of work, like doing the mindset, because it's all starts with you, right? Us as coaches, it starts with us. We have to grow our own awareness about our own self and our own secret self, and what we want to be in the future, our future self and all that. But it's all starts with us, right? And this is what's so beautiful, is that the more you do this work, the more you want to do this work, because you're discovering so many beautiful parts about yourself and things that you've never known before. And that's why Michelle and we are so happy to do this kind of work, right, Michelle? Like, it's a passion of us to be able to help you if you have these kind of blockage and you're not really sure where you're going, and you're like, I'm struggling with these boundaries and all that. That's why we're here. So feel free to reach out to one of us, whoever is speaking to you. There's nothing that is going to be taking, I don't know the word. We work together because we love to do this work, and we are here to help humanity to better themselves.
Yes. And the way I look at it, Jacinthe, is if somebody resonates with you and they choose you to be a coach, that makes me so happy for two reasons. A, you're loving yourself enough to step up and get some help for yourself, and you've chosen an amazing coach. So it's a win-win all the way around. Win-win.
Exactly. And it's the same for me, Michelle, because everybody will resonate differently with a certain person, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just whoever you resonate with, and you have to follow your intuition, your gut feeling, right? Yeah. So because you are into that vibrational match. So make sure that if there's something that strokes to you, somebody has someone has said something that you're like, you know what, like I want to know more, or this person, there's something about this person that I know I need to work with this person, feel free to reach to one of us. We'll put our booking links for connecting to do a discovery call in this underneath this video here, so that you are able to reach one of us or send us a message, right? So
DM me. I
yes,
check my DMs quite often. So, you know,
yeah.
I really do want to help. I really do want to help you get to a place where you're confident and comfortable setting boundaries for yourself, where you treat yourself as that sacred human being so that others may treat you sacredly as well. It's a beautiful space to be. It's a beautiful space to be in.
Yes, and either way, you will be seeing the both of us and then other coaches
Exactly.
along the way, which you can get some tidbits and all that. But you know what? You got to go with whoever you resonate with. So, Michelle, what do you have this week? There's lots of big things happening coming up, and I'm
Oh
super
my gosh.
excited about.
Yeah,
So,
super
for
stoked.
this week.
Super stoked. I this week I have my mindful Mondays in the 2% club. I kind of, you know, do a little meditation or, you know, talk a little bit about mindfulness. And this week, Thursday at 11 a.m., I have a Master Your Mindset class. I can put the link into the chat as well. And the following week, and you have to forgive me, I'm not sure what the dates are. It starts next Monday, a week from tomorrow. We have with the Pursuit Institute, Awaken Abundance. And it's 5 days of just 1 hour a day for 5 days. And you are going to get some amazing information. You get to meet the coaches on the Pursuit team. And like, I'm just chills thinking about it because like, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be so good.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. So the date is actually Monday. So January 23rd to Friday, the 27th. It's at 10 a.m. And you have to register. We will be putting a link down below as well. You can register or reach out to one of us, whichever you want to do. And it's going to be, yes, so amazing. Michelle and I, we will be collaborating on the one day, I believe it's Thursday, but you have to be there for all of the days. We will be there on all of the days because even for us, there's always little nuggets that we can pick up from other people, from this information, from this material. And it's going to be epic. So you do not want to miss this. It's going to be a 5-day workshop. It's a limited time. Once it's gone, but you have to register for it. So I believe you can receive the recording and then, but you
and there's a workbook that goes with it as well. Just so, and I am like full body chills thinking about this. It's going to be so good. I love the word epic. It will be epic.
Yes, most definitely. So for myself this week, I actually have on Wednesday, I have my mental wellness. It's during this season, right? Like January, February, it can be pretty dark. You know, we can go through like a little bit of a shadow work there, but there's always tools to help us to kind of stay afloat and to go through those darker seasons that may be a little bit more difficult for a lot of people. So I have this mental wellness workshop actually this Wednesday at 8 p.m. I can put the link as well if you would like to register. And if you cannot attend live, there's always a recording. And also I have my In Touch with Your Soul on Thursdays around 11 o'clock. I'll do a little bit earlier, maybe at 10:30, so that you don't miss Michelle because she's going to be going on at 11. So I hope that you guys will have an amazing week. Make sure that you register to those beautiful free workshop that is available for you and that you get taking it all in. If that's something that really resonate with you, make sure that you attend, because this is where the beauty of everything is, right? It's like, that's when the universe is telling you, there's a little nudge right there, go there. It's going to help you.
And
right?
And here's the thing too, like if you don't think that you don't have time for this, okay? Listen, you can afford an hour a day for yourself. So I strongly encourage you to, even if you can't catch the lives, watch the replay and, you know, get yourself a mug of tea and a blanket and a notepad, and really listen to the information that we have for you. I know if you pay attention to what we're saying, something is going to resonate with you and you're going to want to know more. I know it. I know it.
It will change your life. The most
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Instead of going through the scroll hole, because we all do it, right?
Yeah.
Right. You can spend 2-3 hours sometimes, right? I've done it, right? I think we've all been in that place, right? Instead, like, be intentional with your time and do something that's actually going to help your body, your soul, your spirit grow, and you know, register for what we have to offer, because it's epic. You don't want to be something that's not that epic, right?
Yeah, take a risk on yourself, and just listen to what Jacinthe, myself, and the other coaches have to say.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
Most definitely. Have a beautiful week, everybody. Looking forward to continuing to seeing you on this life journey, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Okay, take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.